Welcome to Mango Plays Birthday's the Beginning. Wow, that title is, well, that's a mouthful, let's face it. Let's see if I can get this to stop spinning. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to be really brutally honest about this game. I was watching some YouTubers and I thought this game looked so much fun. It's a bit like a Spore game, but how I kind of wanted Spore to be, and the concept behind it, the concept of the game is really good, and that's why I'm still playing it. Let me give you a bit of a description, or the description that Steam has, which is a garden game in which players create cube-shaped worlds that give rise to diverse and unique life forms, shape the geography and alter the temperature of each world to create the conditions for life, and witness the birth of an entire ecosystem. So, as I create a new game, I've actually done 6.5 hours on this, trying to get an understanding of how it works, how you play the game, really. And I'm going to play the campaign. So, a day like any other day, I was reading a book when an old scrap of paper fell out. It looked like a small map. Specifically, a map of this area, and in the forest a spot had been marked. Maybe it's a treasure map. A childish notion, I know. I had no way of knowing if the map was real or not, but it didn't seem too far away, so away I went. So this story, as far as I can work out, it seems pointless. It's an add-on. It's not needed. Pockets of sunlight seep through the dense canopy of trees, dimly shining my way as I walk through the dark forest. And right when I thought, I think this is the spot, a beam of light appeared before me, and at that moment I wanted to run, but my feet wouldn't budge. So there I stood, and then, as if beckoning me, the light began to move. And my feet responded in kind. I felt like a puppet. There was nothing I could do. I eventually arrived at the entrance to a cave. The light continued into the cave and my feet continued after it. Shortly after, I lost consciousness. When I woke up, there was a giant cube before me, next to it a smaller cube-like object and a creature I'd never seen before. And with that, the strangest incident of my life had begun. So yeah, we're now sort of in the world, and I've got a keyboard, a mouse, a controller in front of me to just play this game. So before we start going through the tutorial, I will explain sort of how bad the key bindings are. So this was originally, I think, coded for PlayStation only, and it made sense to put it across to PC, and we're grateful for it. Unfortunately, the key bindings as standard are horrific for keyboard and mouse play. And so I had to go purchase a controller just to be able to play this game and give it a fair shot. I didn't want to say, no, I'm not going to play this game because keyboard and mouse, it won't work with keyboard and mouse properly. So yeah, I've ended up buying the Steam controller, which I'm really liking so far. So here we go. The red guy is your avatar. This one here, and this is Navi, the little squeaky voice that will talk to us for the rest of the campaign. So what is my name? My name is Mango. And yes, it's okay. For a long time, my job has been to birth life on worlds such as this one. But lately things haven't gone right. I know everything about this world, but I can't do anything on my own. So I called upon you. I'm sure you don't understand, but trust me, you're a chosen one. You seem confused. I just need help, that's all. I'm sure you won't let me down. If life can be birthed on this world, I can finally complete my task. And then you can return to your world. Together we can move forward is our only option. First things first, you need to know the rules of this world. Now let's begin. So this is just the tutorial about how to move and move, basically how to move around, control the environment, etc. Gameplay. Now the first problem I encountered was most games when you're being onboarded onto a game, when it says, do you see that red square? That's the cursor. And it can highlight various things. You're like, okay, yep, keep going. When raising and lowering terrain, the cursor will be the center point. You can also specify an area to use items. That all makes sense. Let's try moving first. Use the left stick to move the cursor wherever you'd like. So I'm now hitting the left cursor up and down, sideways, diagonally, everything. I'm even, just in case I'm, left and right going crazy, using the right pad on the Steam controller. It's not a stick cursor, and I'm getting nothing. I can't actually interact whilst Navi's talking. So you can't. Navi gives you a lot of instructions because there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of combos of buttons to be able to do various terrain movement. So you can't try it as Navi's giving you the instruction on screen. So if I hold left trigger, bring it up to my mic, you can probably hear it clicking. It's doing nothing now. So it's just been poorly coded for onboarding you onto the game. You can also use left button to change your point of view. Hold down left button and move the right stick to zoom in and out. You see the small map at the top right? That's the mini-map. There's a location highlighted in red on the mini-map. Why don't you head over there? Okay, so now I can actually move around and get a fanfare for doing that. Alright, everything seems okay. The problem is, because I haven't used those buttons, I've now forgotten them. While we're at it, I will explain the minimap. The minimap displays a bird's eye view of the entire cube. The red dot represents your location. Distribution of life and the condition of the land is also displayed. It might look drab now, but it will get more lively if you do well. The direction that the red dot is pointing represents the direction you're facing. I think I misread that. Next, we should move the terrain. You're probably wondering why. Well, it's a key part of birthing life in this world. Press right button, or right bumper, and the area selected by the cursor will rise. That's not me doing that one. When you press right trigger, the area selected by the cursor will lower. You can also do something like this. So up here was something that took me a really long time to actually understand. Probably just saw that it's minus, I think it was 18 degrees or something. This is our current temperature, or overall temperature, and this is the temperature that will happen once time passes. So I'll go back into that, but I just want to explain that whilst the pop-up came up. So by raising and lowering the terrain, you can influence this world's environment. Basically, raising the land will decrease its temperature, and lowering the land will increase it. This change in temperature will be displayed on the minimap. However, temperature fluctuations are affected by other variables beside terrain elevation. By raising and lowering terrain, you shape the environment. In doing so, new life will be born that is suited for various environments. When a life form thrives and its population increases, you can birth new types of life. Repeating this cycle will allow you to birth various life forms. Now let's try raising and lowering the terrain. Press RB to raise and press RT to lower. Hold down either button for sustained raising or lowering. And you can use the left stick and move whilst you're going. So basically this part of the tutorial is all about us using all of our energy. So I'm just going to do some raising of terrain whilst I talk through. So the temperature up in the top right hand corner of the map, where I'm sort of moving my mouse at the moment, it's a long term temperature. I thought it was sort of more instantaneous. So it's all about, you can see now I've got another minus in temperature and we're at 19 degrees. So that's, once we get the years progressing, that's where the temperature is going to go to because of these changes that I'm making. So I'm increasing the land and I'm making it colder. So more mountains make it colder, more seas makes it warmer. Now, you're probably thinking that I've been, very critical so far. Well, why am I still playing it? Why am I wanting to do a YouTube video on it? Because even with all its faults, it's fun. Like, those 6 hours just drained away from me. I lost hours not realizing how long I was playing. So you can heal lost HP in macro mode. At the moment we're in what's called micro mode. And we're going to get a magical heal from Navi. So this is where our health points are shown. You can see we're level 1 and we've got 50 health points. And you use some of your health for every terrain manipulation. There are other ways to control the land. One way is by using items. You see that yellow dot on the minimap? That represents an item. Head over there and obtain the valley source. Okay. You just need to go near it. I'll show you how to use it. Okay. Good job, this item will dig a big hole in the ground. You can see this little ticker here. Depends on how close to your monitor you are. It says valley source obtained 3 times. So we picked up 3 valley sources there. Press A to open the item menu and press X to use it. Use the valley source and move the terrain. This may be bother, but I'd like to put 2 of these 3 in a specific location. The locations are marked red on the minimap. You can put the last one wherever you want. So yeah, it is fun. It's cute. It's a little bit different. Yes, the game controls are glitchy and it's a shame that it is on a properly released game that it's like that. But you know, games get updated and I'm not so worried about it not getting updated. I think it will. Oh, I'm gonna press A first, then X. There we go. See if I can connect these two. Oh, my OCD's in place now. Well, let's go this way. Oh, yeah, AX. What do you think? Useful, huh? There are lots of useful items, but right now I have something more important to tell you. So I have to tell you about the sea. It's the birthplace of all life. You can create water using the primordial drop. This is how it all starts. Try using the primordial drop in the hole you made with the valley source. Yes. Okay. There we go. Wow. It's water. Congratulations. This is the first of what I hope will be many birthdays. In this world, this large pool of water that you created is called a sea. On the cursor status to the right, you can see that the height is in the negatives. So that's this bit here. You can see it says minus 5D. Everything in the negatives is the sea. That's the rule of this world. It's almost time for life to be born. Ha! If only things were that simple. But Waiting around is pretty boring, so let's use an item to speed this up. Ta-da! The broth of life. Oop, this amazing item creates organisms without fail. But you have to use it in the sea. After all, that's the birthplace of all life. Okay, A and then X. Now all we have to do is wait for life to be born, but right now time is frozen. If time flowed normally while you tried to work, things could turn bad real quick. So here's another important rule. Time only passes by when you watch the world unfold from a distance. So try pressing Y. We will. So this is the macro world, macro view. And now you can watch the world from a distance. You can adjust the distance with the right stick. This is called macro mode. Should have just waited for Navi to tell me. And it's very important. It's how you unfreeze time. When time passes, the cube's environment will change with each passing moment. And when the cube's environment has fulfilled a condition, life will be born into this world. Let time pass and watch what happens. Press left bumper to unfreeze time. Go ahead to try it. You can see, oh, down here was the play pause button. Another happy birthday, congratulations. It's phytoplankton. This is said to be the original life form. Now, warning here, kids. I have no idea how near enough 100% of these animals, life forms, mammals, birds, etc. are pronounced. I'm going to give it a go. Apologies if I offend anyone. And yes, it's not correct to how, the animals that appear are either named incorrectly or slightly wrong or displayed wrong or evolve in a different way. But this is a game, so to be fair. Life news is displayed on the right. You can see new displayed next to phytoplankton. This is how you'll find out when new life forms are born. Make sure you don't miss a single birthday. The cube status below will show you information about this world. So here, we've got air temp, 55.5, and we've got a downward arrow. So this means that when we're in micro mode, when it said that we're going down to 18 degrees, this means that that's what it's doing. It's basically following that direction and it's working its way down. It's got a line like this, it's stable, and you can see plant, animal, land, water is all in percentage. The number here is how many we have. So we've got 420 of phytoplanktons. Temperature fluctuations, flora and fauna status, terrain proportion, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I need to show you the mechanics of birthing life. Temperature is the most important factor for life to be born. Generational and geographical change matters too, but the most important by far is temperature. Now the ratio of sea to land determines the temperature. The more land there is, the lower the temperature, and more sea there is, the higher the temperature. Elevation is also a factor. Higher elevation makes lower temperatures and vice versa. If you remember that while you shape the terrain, various life forms will be born. I mentioned before how you can progress time, but I'll tell you something a little more useful. At the bottom of the screen, you can change the speed at which time progresses. Left button will start and stop time. Left trigger will fast forward and stop time. Starting time will heal your HP, while fast forwarding will consume it. Now let's try fast forwarding time. Press LT. So here we go. So it's 61,000, 93,000 phytoplankton. And now we have zooplankton. A new species has been born. That makes 3 birthdays now. Expect to see a lot more. Now this whole 3 birthdays confused me a lot until just reading with you guys just then, and apparently the sea was a birthday as well. As a reward, I'll heal your HP. Thank you, Navi. Now, what was born was zooplankton, the first multicellular organism. It eats phytoplankton to survive. This is the first link in the food chain. Let me explain a little more about life forms. Sometimes the environment can no longer support certain species when they begin to increase in number. When that happens, the species will adapt to the environment, and through evolution, a new species will be born. Sometimes one species will appear because another has gone extinct. Life sure is mysterious, isn't it? After the third life form is born, you can continue on. You can zoom in and change the terrain and do all kinds of stuff. Then just go to macro mode and let time unfold again. If you're ever not sure what to do, press right stick for a hint. Use it whenever the need arises. So yeah, let's start time. I'm going pretty slowly for the moment. I enjoy this game. It is good fun. It has its bugs. It is a little bit inaccurate. It's frustrating at times, but it still has an appeal. It's incredibly cute, and watching you build this planet with all these different cute animals, which I can't wait to show you. And I kind of can't wait for them to, let's speed it up a bit, it's going much slower than I thought. Here we go. I can't wait for them to actually sort on their onboarding. Allow you to get in a bit quicker as well. We've been talking for, I think 20 minutes and we still haven't really done anything. Wow, another species was born, another birthday to celebrate. This is stromatolite, a rock-like organism made of algae that lives in high-temperature shallows. Why was stromatolite born, you ask? Because their location met the conditions for life, therefore it was born. That means you can expect them to thrive in these conditions too. Locations factors all sorts of variables, such as temperature, height, terrain, and more. You might want to zoom in and look for hints. Now you know the 3 important factors to birthing life. 1. Temperature, 2. Life form, prosperity, extinction, and location. These 3 factors have a deep connection to the birth of this world. When life is born, other life might go extinct. Life forms that cannot adapt will die off. Life forms that are in danger of going extinct will display an exclamation mark in life news. You do get used to your animals going extinct. In the beginning, I thought I wouldn't do. I was like, no, I've got to save every single one. And after several catastrophic failures, I realised you can't save them all. And to get the other animals you want, you have to kill them off. So, yeah, a bit of a shame, but it makes sense and it does work. I need a drink, I've been talking too much. These explanations are getting lengthy, but please bear with me. Press Y to enter the world. In we go. Oh, yes, this screen is micro mode. Macro and micro may seem similar, but don't mix them up. Now we talked about the minimap before. The minimap will display the position of all the organisms in this world. Items appear as yellow, but animals and plants are displayed as coloured dots. Try looking for the stromatolite that was just born. It is displayed as a pink dot. Now on YouTube, I've noticed the pink doesn't come through on the map. It is literally just here, it's flashing in the blue, and it is visible on a monitor when you're playing this game, so it's not a problem. New life forms will be recorded in your library. This act is known as capturing. If you approach an organism you haven't captured yet, a pink triangle will appear. Click the touchpad to capture the life form and add it to your library. This information can be viewed at any time. Organism info will be displayed in the window. Now give it a try. So if we go over here, this is our item to capture. And the capture information. So an algae native to very hot shallows utilises photosynthesis to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. It gives us some other features like rarity. I don't know what the SS stands for yet, or even D, B, and C if they're not standard. marking. You've got the population, what height they live best at, what temperature they like, and what adaptation temperature. So when it said the window, oh, level up. So when it said Nabby, shush, I'm explaining stuff. When it said the window, it means this area here. When you actually select it on a life form, it gives you a little bit of information just there. Congratulations on leveling up. There's one other benefit to capturing, is how you obtain EXP. XP is used to power up your avatar. So yeah, we're now level 2 with 200 HP and a bigger cursor. The more you capture, the more XP you gain to level up your avatar. You'll gain more HP for creating terrain, and you can adjust the size of the cursor too. Use the left and right directional buttons to adjust the cursor size. When life is born, find it and capture it. This process is very important. That's right, there's a view mode that has a different point of view than micro mode even. It's useful for getting a wide view of the surrounding area, and it has another more useful function too. In view mode, the mini-map displays organisms that haven't been captured yet. You'll find out why that's convenient soon enough. The controls in view mode are simple. Use the left stick to move and use the right stick to look around. You can also use the directional buttons to move. Movement varies between the left stick and directional buttons, so use whichever suits you best. In view mode, you cannot raise or lower terrain. However, you can ascend with right button and descend with right trigger. That's all I have to say for now. Now go ahead and give it a try. Press left stick to switch between micro mode and view mode. So let's go do that. Yeah, you've got a little bit of a better way of viewing your animals, and it's I would love to say this is fantastic. However, the camera operation on this is horrible, and it just doesn't feel comfortable. Not great. But hopefully they'll fix that soon. How was it? Not great, Navi. Oh, you're sad because nothing is there. Like I said, this world is pretty much in your hands. Now let's return to macro mode. No. I'm going to do a little bit of sculpting. And I'll probably time-lapse my sculpting. Because I think that will probably be better for the video. So give me a moment. I just want to use some of my energy to complete this circle. There we go. Do you understand how this world works now? A little bit. Before you move on, there's one more thing I'd like to teach you. If you press start, you can change the control settings, adjust the volume, and save your data. Extinction is usually a natural part of life, but if you have saved data... Huh? What am I talking about? Well, never mind. Let's just move on. To birth a new species, you'll need more stromatolites. If zooplankton is present, that means there are shallows. -1 to 3t. If you center flat terrain on the stromatolites, it will be easier for them to flourish. They have an easier time increasing in wide areas. This is true for all organisms, so make sure you remember that. Now try widening the shallows. Your goal is 1000. Okay. So. Typical. It went on -4 for some reason. So that makes it go down. So we're going to bring that up. And yeah, let's bring this. What's this? We are on -3. That's -2. Yeah, let's increase over here. Make a little shallow area. You can actually move the terrain that the animals are on. not a problem. Although sometimes that will kill them if you've done it wrong, i.e. if you drown a panther. It's not going to live in the sea. Right, we've done that, so let's go Y. Let's go Y, let's press Y to go out. And let's fast forward time. Ho-ho! Congratulations, nice job. Here's a small present, it's called a seed of life. Thank you. The next step is to birth a new organism. If you use a seed of life, an organism suited to that location will be born. Use this item to create the new organism Cyclomedusa. Cyclomedusa are basically ancestral jellyfish. They live in high temperature seas and float along the water's surface eating plankton. Approach the stromatolites and use the seed of life. Okay. You can see we've got more than one. One over there and one over here. So press A and we're going to press X on it. There we go. Now go back to macro mode and let time unfold. So fast forward a bit. There we go, Cyclomedusa. So at the moment, every time we get a new creature, animal, whatever, animal, mineral, the game pauses, which is fantastic. In a moment, it won't, and we have to attempt to pause before it goes extinct. Everything's going smoothly. Here's a seed of evolution. This item includes evolution in organism. This item induces evolution in organisms. By using it on a life form, you can turn it into its evolved form. Thank you. Use the seed of evolution to make a Colunia out of stromatolite. Colunia is a seaweed from the Proterozoic era. First, enter micro mode and find a stromatolite. Once you find a stromatolite, put your cursor over it and use the seed of evolution. Actually, even if you don't use the seed, Colunia will appear under the right conditions. If you can birth an organism without using items, something good might happen later. Anyway, once you birth a Colunia, you can move on. So yeah, we're not actually going to try and birth it using the item. So I'm going to take you into the start menu, and you got various information about the cube, and here we are, we're in the library. That's all the information about the stromatolite, and that's the information about the Colunia. So the Colunia needs a birth temperature of 43 degrees to 53 degrees, and if we look at the tree, we can see it's the direct descendant evolution from stromatolite. That's of this one here is the Cyclomedusa, which we need to go capture in a second, and that's a sideways, it's not actually linked to anything here, which is why we had to use the item. Now I'm going to head out of start menu, head into micro mode and capture our little jellyfish. There it is. Okay, here we go. Cyclomedusa with a population of 324. It's a primitive jellyfish that floats. Oh, didn't mean to smack that. It's a primitive jellyfish that float through very hot seas, consuming plankton. They can be found near stromatolites. Okay, right. I'm going to do some shaping of the terrain. That's the word I was looking for, to get the temperature up to the, I think it's 43 degrees. If we have a quick double check, 43 degrees the birth temperature. So we need to increase our temperature to 43. So I will bring you back once that's done. Actually, looking at it, if we see here, our water temperature where we're at is 50 degrees, and we are reducing the overall temperature of the cube to 36 degrees, which means that actually we go to Y and go out to our macro mode and have a little bit of fast forward. We should get clean. Oh no! Why did the Cyclomedusa die off? Let's have a quick nose. Have a look here. 43 to 53 degrees. Should have been fine. I'm not sure. Well, let's continue. So we got the Cyclomedusa back. Fingers crossed it stays. Oh. Watching the green and down arrows. Now it's starting to get some growth. So we're still reducing temperature quite heavily. Here we go. Happy birthday, Calunia was born. Good job. Here are 3 seeds of evolution. There's a limit to the number of items you can hold, so use them carefully. Thank you. Next, I want you to birth an Elrathia. Now, with this playthrough, I'm not actually going to be worrying about what Navi says. Elrathia is an ancient trilobite. It's an arthropod that swims and scuttles along the ocean floor. The conditions for birth are as follows. Fine, we can look at that in a second. Right, so I'm not actually going to strictly stick to what Navi's talking about. I want to actually take the time to let's press the right button, Mango. Take the time to actually follow the tree down, get as many as we possibly can, and just enjoy the game rather than trying to get as quickly through the campaign as possible, basically. So if we look here, no, where is it? So if we go into game info, you can see here we're in episode 1, and these are where we can get the stars. You've got an actual time limit. I want to go for capturing all the possible organisms, so I'm not worrying about the time limit. Okay, let's head back into here, and we're going to go capture the Calunia. So if you are struggling to find something, by the way, when it's a bit busier, you open up your cursor to make it larger. You'll be able... Oh, don't press the wrong button, Mango. Open up your cursor. Press the correct button when you get the pink triangle. Fantastic. A seaweed that lives in very hot shallows alongside stromatolites. It can be found after breeding Cyclomedusa. And we got a level up. Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, let's collect some items there. And let's have a quick look at the next thing we want in the tree. If we zoom out a little bit, realistically, we got 2 options: a jellyfish that's cold, or a plant that grows on land. We zoom out even more, and this is the item that the game wants us to get, the Elrathia. Now I think anything with the blue sort of question mark is what can be bred immediately, or in this, it might be in this playthrough. We'll have to find out. Yeah, I think it's in this episode. So a trilobite, birth temperature 43 to 53, and actually Yep, birth temperature 36 to 46 on land. So we'll probably be aiming for a global temperature of around the 43 mark. Okay, I'm going to go and just increase some C to get some more heat being generated. Bring you back in a moment. So there we go. We're not going to be massively worrying about how it looks right now. Oh, what did we lose? And we lost the Clunia, which is not great. I think the Elrathia requires the Clunia to live. Well, happy birthday, Elrathia was born. Great, it looks like you're getting the hang of this. You finally made it this far. Now it's time to move from water to dry land. You must birth the first organism to move to land. Baragawanthia. I think that was close enough. It's almost time. If this goes well, you'll be able to return to your world. This is a type of fern that breeds on land. Travelling far from its birthplace, it's the first life form that migrated to land. Lowland of 41 Celsius, minimum 6,000 Clunia, and moisture 15%. These are the conditions for birth. I think the Clunia is just set to die at this point by the game, just because you need it for this particular evolution. Here are 3 small recovery leaves. Just a token of my appreciation. Now let's begin. Okay, I am going to play some time forward a little bit. Yeah, look, the Elrathia is dying off quick. Right, let's pause that. In air temperature of 44. So overall temperature of 44 at the moment. And sea temperature of 46. 47, 46. 45. I think that's a bit too hot. Is that what I've done? Have I made it too hot? Here we go. Oh yeah, we need to capture this. 43 to 53 and 43 to 53. Whoa, the temperature's fine. I don't know what this problem is. Where are you? We're blinking over here somewhere. Ah, there you are. Let's capture you. A trilobite native to high temperature shallows. It scuttles along the ocean floor and lives among Calunia, which is why it's dying off, because we've lost our seaweed. Okay, I don't think there's much I can really do. Oops, wrong way. Let's up the temperature, or bring the temperature back for a couple of, or a degree, and see what that does. Right, fast forward time. Aha, we got Calunia back, and 18,000 Elrathia. So we're trying to encourage a fern on land. And there we go. Finally, you birth Baragawanthia. Just capture it and you're home free. Until then, you're free to do as you please, so just capture it when you're ready. So this is goodbye then. What? Oh, nothing. Now, go on. So, if we capture the Baragawanthia, that will end the episode. And I don't want to do that. I want to make this lush and green and lovely. So I'm going to continue playing, but we're going to do that next time. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.